Who wants to be in America's slash fic with Abraham Lincoln?
Louisiana Purchase, that's a name.
You need to really get off my balls, okay? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Also, why was Michelangelo so stinky? Ew.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 267 of the AllYouCanHear podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick. And joining me today are my Cash Money co-hosts.
It's Juicy JoJo.
Elden Lord Colt.
Oh, is it me?
Somebody go.
I don't know.
It is Chaos Cody.
Whoa.
I should have probably gone because you're the guest, but
I don't give a shit. Go ahead.
Never mind. Anyway, that wasn't me. Never mind. Anyway, I'm Eldon Prince Wenzel because I'm close.
And what's this you hear? It is the AYCH alum, Cody, back with us for a rousing banner session.
Yes, it's Chaos Cody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cody's only bringing up chaos because I brought up I'm playing Stranger of Paradise and all he wants to do is kill chaos.
No.
Yeah.
While
Cody's
listening to break stuff.
Yep.
Cody's kind of what's the word?
A leech.
A leech, a fake bitch.
It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything's fucked.
Oh my god.
Everybody
a scene
sucks.
kid. I don't want to say a trendsetter because he's the one that follows trends.
Sheeple.
Yeah, he's a sheeple.
Just going to get it out there. Just going to get it out there and let you guys know my dog is losing her fucking mind right now.
Oh wow.
She's crying. Do you hear her crying? She does
Oh,
this
it's because we're bullying you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's because you're bullying me. Actually, no, she bullies me too. So if she could hear you right now, she would actually be joining in. It's important to understand that she beats me. She punches me in the. She's got in a more serious note, in a real note here. She has gotten this new little bit that she does, where when she wants you to play with her, she will walk up to you, put her nose underneath your balls, and proceed to punch them upwards with her fucking nose.
Why do you allow this?
I don't know how to.
It sounds like Cody is a permissive parent.
No, I do not want this. But what happens is that she gets the reaction she wants, which is me getting frustrated, which ultimately leads me to throwing a toy to get her away from me from punching me in the fucking balls. So I have reverse Pavloved her into punching me in the balls.
I was about to say you kind of opened the gate
you did
for this.
To yourself.
Yeah, because
I think Cody's
Sasha.
into CBT.
No,
what?
In CBT. Oh, cock and ball torture. Okay,
Yes.
That's what that means.
I was thinking you were talking about the
Cognitive
what is that,
behavioral therapy.
Yeah. I was like, damn. How'd you guess?
Fucking Cody's just like mindfulness while he has a fucking cage strapped to his dong.
As far as I know, that's exactly how it works.
But
I guess
putting your dick in a cage would lead to like some retraining of your brain.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I don't want my dick in a cage. I want my dick to sing.
Canary in a coal mine. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a cock in a cage. No, but she's.
The world
I don't know
is
if you hear
definitely
her.
a vampire.
I need that as a song soundbite.
Yeah.
That needs to be a shirt for the podcast. Be like, despite all my rage, I'm still just a cock in a cage.
And it's just a penis, like just CBT.
It's an angry
it's a
penis.
rooster's head inside of a dick cage.
No, we're going full angry penis, Pat.
Yeah, let's sell T-shirts with a real human penis on it. That'll sell.
I say we'll have two options. That way people can choose their pleasure.
You can either get SFW or NSFW.
Give people the option. And welcome to today's episode where we talk about psychosexual content.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Pat,
Okay.
I got something for you to try on camera.
On audio.
On camera, yeah, on camera.
Shut up.
We just got through talking about cock and ball torture. Let's kind of, are we moving away from that, or is this inclusive to the cock and ball torture?
No.
We're moving away from that.
JoJo has a stout drink that they wanted me to try.
It's kind of watered down now because the ice is kind of melted. But call this
Damn.
Damn, you got it like 5 minutes ago.
That's what I'm saying.
I call this one
Down there.
the drought of chaos.
Okay. It smells fruity and strong. Oh God.
I think the CBT is
Happy Pride.
Man, that's really sweet up front, but damn, that liquor really hits you.
See,
Why am I
last
gagging?
night there were some seltzers left, and I'm like, I hate seltzers, but I want one of these seltzers. So I'm like, I'm gonna spruce it up, and I got the lemon lime one. I got some Sprite. Found the watermelon vodka. Threw some of that in there. I'm like, hell yeah, this is gonna be good. And I was like, just a little splash of tequila. The splash turned into a little more.
Yeah, I think JoJo did like what we call around the house the Sandra Lee pour. It's like just a shot of vodka.
Oh,
But then I looked at the can of the seltzer after I tasted it because I'm like, God damn, this is awful. And it said lemon lime, and then in the fine print, margarita style. So I'm like, oh, they're going to make this taste like tequila anyway.
Oof. Yeah. So guess what? Art House is back on their alcoholism. Welcome back, everybody.
Ooh,
Just in time for June. I don't even. It's happy 6 months of the year. That's the celebration.
Yeah, we made it halfway through 2022, which seems crazy to think that we're this far along. But yeah,
fuck, we are halfway through 2022.
Which
Yep.
I want to die inside with that knowledge. Time.
I turn 30 next year.
Oh my god!
Don't say that.
I turned 32 in less than 2 months. Less than a month.
Everybody
That's
shut up.
disgusting.
Everybody
Pat's an
shut-
old man.
shut up.
God, Pat, you're old.
Hey, I'll be able to qualify as a daddy now.
That happened when you turned 30. That's just how it is.
Well,
oh
true.
my God, she is crying.
There's so much chaos right now. Oh my god.
I'm about to put this bitch on the podcast. Give me a second. I'm going to put her on the podcast. Y'all talk.
All right.
Oh, I was gonna say though, Sasha does something not similar, but like whenever she wants me to pet her, she'll put her whole snout or head either underneath my arm or hand and like nudge it to be like, "Hey, pet me." And then Monkey, he'll scratch me.
So that neither of them slam your nutsack.
No, but
Okay.
Sasha likes to headbutt me sometimes when she gets excited.
All right, we're back.
My mom-
And
It
I got her-
hurts.
Oh, she's
here
caught
we
in
go.
the
We got-
fucking... Karina, hello. Say hello to everybody, Karina. Say hello.
We got a
She's
dog on the
sick in
cast.
Look at your yee ass haircut, Karina.
Me, I'm
What?
tired as fuck.
She's
Oh,
refusing
my
to talk. She said she will
She
not.
can't take the heat.
She told me that she's not going to speak unless she gets about 95% of profits, which
Nothing.
Nothing. We have
I
nothing.
tried to explain
I mean,
to
any
her.
number divided by 0 is still 0.
I don't know
Hey,
how
had
to.
something say.
Go ahead, Wenzel.
I was gonna say, bro, what did the barber do to you? He fucked your shit up, my God. That's what I was saying to Karina.
What do you mean? She doesn't even have. She has short hair.
Yeah, they fucked it up, didn't they?
Yes, haircut, brother. Damn.
Anyways, she's put out a hit on Monkey now. So
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck. I mean, look, I feel like I thought we put like the Dog Assassins and Dog Mafia in our rear view because that was like what 2019. I thought we were past this.
I thought we were too, but Cody for some reason likes to revive old traditions. I don't know why.
Man, I don't remember
it's
this
called
bit.
The One is Born. She is the one.
Oh no, Cody's
Jesus
been
Christ.
reading the Wheel of Time.
Damn.
Fuck.
No, I was thinking the Matrix, but whatever. She's Neo.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all ever realize that Neo is just a switch around of the one of one?
What?
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of the thing.
Yep.
The next thing you're
I
gonna tell me it's a trans metaphor.
Jesus.
But I mean, you gotta switch the N with the E.
Ooh,
I just Eon.
Eon?
Also, if you rearrange it, it's also no, but weirdly spelled.
It's no E.
No way.
Yeah, NOE. Yeah, I mean, you could also say like Noe, like if you put an accent or whatever.
No way.
I don't. What the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, well, listen
this
here,
podcast?
my sister in Christ. We're just, hanging out, having a good time. But I did. Well, I was reminded because we are halfway through the year. I thought a good jumping off point was actually to go down with our top 10 episodes of the year so far.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. But before I do, would anybody like to guess what they think is in the top 10 of the year up to this point?
More.
Oh, this. Man, I can't even. There's so many episodes to choose from. Like,
What we record? I don't remember what we recorded this year.
I'll be honest with you, Pat. I think I hurt my head.
I don't. I understand it's a lot to keep up with, but I don't feel like how could you not remember anything that we've done this year?
It kind of just
You
goes.
put me on the spot.
JoJo's coughing is throwing me off.
Is this a podcast?
It is to some people, I suppose.
I thought we were just recording our voices so that when we all die, you can put together like an AMV.
You know what? AYCH makes an AMV coming to you
okay.
soon.
Well,
But what
it'd be like
anime
a
does it get put to?
It'd be a PMV, like a podcast music video. Oh shit!
I thought.
Man, do I have a good idea? What song would our podcast music video be if we all like tragically died in an airplane crash or something?
Well, don't forget the official AYCH anime intro is Duele Amor. Love hurts. That Spanish language song.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The one that's like, it sounds like an anime intro.
I mean,
It sounds like an anime song.
I mean, it either has to be like Fergie, Lizzo, or like Linkin Park.
You know what? A medley.
Oh, or hear me out. We mash them up.
And Skillet. I want Skillet to be there.
No, we.
No,
not,
Colt gets no say. Colt gets
Oh,
no
okay.
say.
vetoing that.
All
shit.
right. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I don't want Skillet as part of our memory. I don't want Skillet as part of our memory.
And Five Finger Death Punch. You want to add more to the pile?
Why? You're the one
RuPaul.
doing this. You're the one doing this.
You know
Sissy
what?
that
Kid
walk.
Rock,
Hired
let's
me.
go.
No, that's the one
That's where I
that
draw the line.
out of everything.
Oh, that's
no, I would
where
much
you
rather-
draw the line.
I draw a line
Kid
at Kid
Rock
Rock
is
too.
crazy.
Kid
It's
Rock,
stupid.
Limp Bizkit, Ted Nugent. Those are off the off the board.
And
I
Skillet.
will defend Lip Biscuit. They're pretty all right. Like, I don't know their politics, but I think they're pretty chill. But like fucking Nugent and Kid Rock are awful.
Limp Bizkit's bad, right?
I mean, they're bad in a sense of like they're just not a good band.
So they're bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
Okay.
But like not in like, cancel. Well, actually, I take that back. They did do some homophobic stuff, but 90s and whatnot.
I'm about to say, if you did
I was
do
about to say,
homophobic
yeah.
stuff, you weren't cool. And, like if that's the standard, then we're wiping out. What's his name? Adam. What's that dude's name from the '90s? Who was really cool.
Oh, yeah, Adam West.
Adam Sandler. There we go.
Well, okay. Well,
I forgot.
Pat,
Well,
Pat, can you please tell us?
Oh yeah, the top 10. That was something we were doing. Tied for number 10 is episode 252, That Cameo Game 2, and episode 260, Best Movie of the 1990s Tournament.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Number 9 is the Fall 2021 Anime Review, which
okay.
got a lot of plays this year because we haven't done an anime review this year so far.
Well, because all the anime's been not good, or there's not been enough good anime.
Yeah, they only have like one and sometimes two good anime shows a season.
Man, you know what would probably be a good idea? We just take like a couple from the seasons we haven't done an episode on and kind of do like a roundup.
You know, that's a good idea. TM.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Anime Roundup 2020. Best anime year so far. We'll do that. I wrote it down. It's going to happen at some point.
Nobody can steal that.
Number 8, episode 254. Movies from every year of our lives, Prelude.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Hell yeah.
That makes me happy.
There.
Which, we'll get back to that at some point. It's a very time and scheduling intensive project, but we do intend to return to that. Probably sometime in the fall when we have less chicanery and hootenannies to do on the weekends. Number 7 is episode 261, the 5-year anniversary show.
Nice.
Amen.
Whoop whoop.
Next one is episode 249, Letterboxd Game 4. And going up is episode 250, the Fandom Game.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that was fun.
We need to do that one again.
that was definitely a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll be able to do Fandom Game 2 maybe later this year. We'll see. The 4th overall most popular episode of this year so far is the Batman Review.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Batman.
All right. Number 3 is the return of the late takes. Don't call it a comeback.
Oh, my God.
Fuck. I didn't expect it to do so well.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that was our April Fool's episode this year. We revived the late takes for one night only, and people really appreciated it. It was
That's funny.
That was a good bit.
It was a big hit. Maybe the late takes should come back. Who knows? We'll find out.
We'll come up
It's
with
just going to be us.
It's just going to be us because, I mean, let's be real. Who's going to do anything with that property?
So
Us.
keep an eye on that. The second most played episode of the year, just very recently, within the last few days, lost its crown as the number 1. But the current number 2 is episode 248, The Night of the Banter. Which for reference,
What was that one?
Which for reference has the thumbnail for is referencing the Night of the Hunter.
the love.
Oh,
With the love hate tattoo.
Robert
and
Mitchum.
okay.
and the newly christened number 1 episode of the year so far is episode 255, Diary of a Lad Red Ultraman, which is the episode where in part we talked about our review of the new Medea movie.
Oh God.
Oh, my God. Yeah, okay.
God, that movie was so bad.
And it just confirms what I've suspected for a long time, that Ultraman is a hit with the audience, because even though we only talked about Ultraman for 5 minutes in that episode, we've gotten an enormous amount of plays from it recently. And I mean,
Are we about to turn into an Ultraman podcast?
don't give me too much power. And besides our interview with that Ultraman podcast, Saved by the Bell, y'all, it's definitively our most popular episode of all time, like far and away.
Shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the number 1 had to be something with Ultraman in it. I wanted to say that one, but I was like, nah, that's not this year, I don't think. So I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
And great.
Definitely been wanting to do an Ultraman spinoff, or at least a special, and this is just emboldens me further. So maybe keep an eye out for that too. Also interesting, we got a lot of listens from Singapore recently. Like, especially with Ultraman, brought in a lot of listens from the Southeast Asian part of the map, and a lot of them were from Ultraman, but we definitely have some from Singapore that really stuck around and listened to a lot of our backlog recently. And
Thank you.
thank you to all our
Hell yeah.
Singaporean listeners, and thank you
Singapore.
to all our German listeners, because not only they're the most, I think within our top 5 most listened country outside the United States for this year. A lot of listens recently this summer, and also we got some listens from a really cool sounding place called Kaiserslautern.
Oh, I'll gladly do a commercial for a fucked up butter thing in German.
Man, some of those European commercials I've seen have been fucking wild.
They're the best usually, as long as they have like a weird fucked up creature in it advertising a soft drink.
Yeah.
Or that, have y'all seen that, I think it's German or Scandinavian country commercial where it's for glasses, and there's this couple, they're really getting into it, and the girl tries to go down on the dude, but she starts blowing the gear shift instead of his dick.
I haven't
And
seen
it's
that.
like, need glasses.
God.
What? I've never.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good though.
Well, I know, like, just strange European oddities are kind of popular at the moment because that bizarre Bulgarian Treasure Planet movie, it's like really brought a lot of eyes to just how surreal Eastern European animation is.
Unhinged.
I really want to watch a lot of their anime, especially that one. That animation is so ugly and terrible. I need to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have.
yeah, go ahead.
I have a little bit for you guys. Do you guys want to do a little bit real quick?
A bit.
No, not really.
Yeah, a fun little bit. I just want to see if you guys. Damn, somebody's going down the road really fast. Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that on
No.
your end, but there was a very loud car outside. I've got a little bit, and I've got 8 movies for you. Okay,
All
8
right.
movie titles, and you have to figure out what these movies have in common. No googling. Okay.
Honor system.
What do these movies have in common? Okay, I'm going off an honor system. Okay.
All right, let's hear 'em.
All right.
All right, the first movie is Cowboy Bebop. Knocking on Heaven's Door. It's the Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy bebop, bebop, bebop.
It's the Cowboy
The
Bebop
movie.
movie. Yes, the movie called To End All Wars. The movie Knockaround Guys. The movie Hearts in Atlantis. Starring, what's the dude who played Fava Beans? What is that guy's name?
Anthony
And-
Hopkins.
Anthony
Yeah.
Hopkins.
I love that. That was your way to try to help us help you figure that out.
I'm
like-
looking at the movies, like at their posters, at their covers. Not at. I'm not looking at any information outside of that. Mostly Martha, the movie Human Nature, the movie Glitter, and the movie Zoolander. What do all 8 of these movies have in common?
Do they all have Ben Stiller?
No.
I don't know. Do they all have like 1 to 3 characters on the cover? I don't know.
No.
There's a cast member that stunk so bad they had to like record on like 8 months of it, and it could have took 2 months. But
No.
they stunk.
Yeah.
That was
Some
Stinky.
ghosts just jump out of the ceiling and just start shooting fat loads everywhere.
No. All 8 of these
Yeah.
movies were released in the same month as 9/11, September 2001.
It's a good bit.
Wow.
That's a good
God
bit.
damn.
God damn.
That.
So
I can't believe that you're inferring these movies caused 9/11.
No, here's what I'm thinking.
No,
So-
that is Nickelback's album that came out on 9/11.
Did it really? Holy shit!
Yeah, God, there's a bunch about like System of a Down's Toxicity, which has Chop Suey on it, came out on 9/11. Slayer's God Hates Us All came out on 9/11.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah, this is the actually Silver Side Up. I think it's considered one of their best albums, or one of their better albums.
I think that
No,
was
it's
the
actually
album
considered
that
one of their
broke
worst
them.
albums. Yeah. The only good song on this album is... Yeah, that's the only album with a good song on it. It's How You Remind Me. And can anybody guess how long
is that
How You
song
Remind
good,
Me
though?
is? I mean,
about
I have
7
fun
minutes.
with it.
6 minutes.
It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It's 4:20.
Yay!
Damn.
No, the reason why I was looking up this 9/11 thing was because I was thinking, like, how did 9/11 affect the movies? Like, would people want to go to the movies after 9/11? And I think it's important to understand that out of all 8 of these movies, I've only know one that's super popular. And I've heard of 2, both Glitter. I've heard of Glitter in sort of like because Glitter is a Mariah Carey movie. It's the Mariah Carey like standout movie that didn't do shit, and it came out 10 days after 9/11.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's basically A Star Is Born, but with Mariah Carey.
Yeah, and but what's interesting about this is I'm looking through here, and I know none of these movies. Like, we got a movie with Anthony Hopkins, and I have zero clue. I've never Hearts of Atlantis, never heard of it. Mostly Martha. Supposedly, it has a bunch of those like little awards, like laurels down at the bottom below it. Nothing about it. It's a cooking movie. But the thing is, though, is what really gets me is the one movie that brought us back together as a nation that helped us laugh and heal was motherfucking Zoolander.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's a funny movie.
so I think we should go back and we should look at how Zoolander affected us post 9/11, because it really was like, if 9/11 was the cultural reset, Zoolander was the comedic template.
Cody, I think you're on to something. I think you need to get on that. Write an article for The Guardian.
This sounds like a really interesting, like, passion project.
Cody,
Look, that's what I'm good at.
We're going to have a special edition of the show. Cody investigates, where he does his investigative journalism and gets back to us about the cultural importance of Zoolander.
But here's the thing, though. I want you to write an article, and at the very end of the article, I want you to put in now another question. The real question is, who did 9/11?
Here's the thing. Would we have found?
I thought that was funny. Fuck.
No, here's a real question I have. Would we have found Zoolander funny if it wasn't following one of the most tragic fucking events of our entire country's history? Would have
It has probably one of the most memorable, like, funny scenes in it.
I was about to say, Zoolander is actually pretty funny. There's a fucking... We talked about it, like, oh, my gosh.
Like, literally, like, last week or something.
Yeah.
And it really puts into perspective, like, that fucking gasoline scene in Zoolander. And
we referenced that on the Sopranos episode.
Considering the jet fuel issue that happened, that's a crossover I didn't expect.
Zoolander said that jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
That was the proof we needed right there, was him covering himself in gasoline. I did want to put in that I was going to continue the bit and laugh and make a joke about, like, hey, you guys want to do another bit and do, like, September 11th albums that came out? Because JoJo mentioned that there was a bunch of, like, albums that came out. I found an article from 2014, and I want you guys to listen to this title of this album right here. It says, September 11th, 2001 was a Super Tuesday of album releases.
Because a lot of, like, big albums came out on that day.
I mean, they can't help that it came out the same day as a national tragedy, but...
Well, and I think Tuesday is, like, a music release day, too.
It's also like a movie release day. Like, DVDs have always historically come out on Tuesdays.
And same thing with video games. They release them on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it wasn't until recently that music started releasing on Thursdays due to Spotify. It was Tuesdays. Or Thursday nights and Fridays, whatever. But let me go. Can I go through this list? Is that okay? Let me tell you what released on 11.
Let's hear this list.
So Jay-Z, The Blueprint, came out on 9/11.
Okay.
Bob Dylan's album Love and Theft, Nickelback Silver Side Up, POD Satellite came out in 9/11. Ben Folds Rock in the Suburbs, The Coup Party Music, Dream Theater Live Scenes from New York, Slayer God Hates Us All. That was probably, and Mariah Carey's Glitter, which was her album for the movie. Bad Ronald by S/T. I've never even heard of that. So yeah, there was a bunch of albums that were culturally significant to that time period that kind of had like little shoots of songs that come off into the cultural zeitgeist over the years. All came out on 9/11. So, man, how interesting, right?
Yeah, thanks, Cody, for
What other pop culture thing released on another tragic event?
let's tune in to
January 6th.
No. You know,
I was playing Monster Hunter when that was going on.
God, I was having.
Anybody remember where they were at? This is my 9/11.
Man, I was oh gosh. I don't remember.
I was at work.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, I don't.
yeah, because
Wenzel forgot.
fuck
January.
you.
yeah, we're definitely not. We're definitely not bringing back that bit from earlier in the year.
I don't know which bit they're talking about, but I've got a feeling I know what it is.
It's not good. It's not a good bit.
It's not a bad bit, but it doesn't look good for somebody.
Which we make it sound like now that it's it's implicating me, which is worse.
Maybe there's a reason why Cody was put in a box in Tampa all those years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
'cause it's,
What Cody does, he brings it up. He brings up the bad stuff.
yeah, because
No,
because
I bring up the interesting conversations, the hard-hitting questions
I was about
that
to
people want to hear.
yeah, because there was a
about to
bit
say.
in the episode that was going to be today's episode, but it had to be put to the side. That Cody brought up a bit that just really just threw us all off, and it's like, well, you know, there goes Cody, always doing the unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you bring me on a podcast, what am I supposed to do? Sit here and just be like, yep, yep, to everything you say? No, I'm going to contribute. And when I contribute, it's going to be things that's going to make your fingers bleed from how much you're going to have to fucking edit it.
No, you know, real.
What is this, Ricky Gervais?
Real contributions would just be, you know, having a conversation
Okay.
about
here's-
fun stuff.
Okay, all right. Here's a fun bit, all right? Hard questions to make... Oh, hold on. Let me go back.
God damn it. Yeah, it really is interesting to see how the tables have turned for like Colt and Wenzel, kind of like, they're the ones, they're the loose cannons, and now like, they're trying to rein in Cody. You know,
Our
we're the
loose cannons are different. We don't bring up Hitler and 9/11 that
I was about to
often.
say, we like all of our stuff. I mean, it might be quote taboo unquote, but like it's kind of, you know, natural, I guess.
I'd rather be shooting cum than talking about Hitler.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a soundbite for today's episode.
Yeah, I guess so. I want that.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over the bit. He said 9/11 was the cultural reset. That phrase has been.
I mean, it was.
I mean, it was, but in the context that that phrase has been used lately, it fucks me
yeah.
up. Yeah, like someone dressed it up in a really cool like outfit. It's like she was the cultural reset, or you know, some shit like that. But then like,
No, I'm going for the academic, like, the academic definition of a cultural reset.
I don't know. What Pat said was very academic.
Oh, okay.
snackademic.
How's everyone been doing?
I'm waiting on Cody. He said he's doing his fun thing.
No, you guys keep going. I'm looking for a bit. Give me a second.
Yeah, let's catch up. What's everybody been up to? It's been a long 7 days.
I've been reading Dorohedoro. I'm on volume 7 now.
Oh man, you're further
This
than
shit
me.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, these volumes are the first few volumes at least are pretty thin, so I can read through them pretty quickly. And this shit's bonkers.
Yeah, I noticed like volume 23 is a chonker.
Definitely toward the end of the series, they get noticeably larger, especially right at the very end. But Dorohedoro has been one of my favorite manga to read lately. JoJo recently started reading it as well, and as Colt said, I think they bought most of the series that they started reading it, and it's fantastic. I love how the art style is just so dark and grotesque and brutal looking, but the content of the series itself is pretty lighthearted in a certain degree.
Yeah, like all the characters kind of have like a really light attitude, despite just like being horrific murderers.
Yeah, like literally someone would be like laughing and cutting up, and then like a few pages later they're like ripping somebody's head off with a claw hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I was talking to Colt about it because I'm up to volume 3 right now, and like I kind of love everybody. Everybody feels kind of wholesome, and I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody.
Same. And also
like
Shin and Noi OTP.
Yeah.
I will say Shin and Noi is probably the first time in a long time that I actually wanted two hetero people to get together.
Yeah, for real, like something's there, and I wanted to see it flourish.
Yeah, it's just two beefy murder people hanging out, having a good time, and with a lot of just like, here we are, just all close and hot and next to each other. What are we gonna do?
I was about to say there was a really funny bit where oh my gosh, you get introduced. I won't spoil it or whatever, but you get introduced to a sorcerer called Turkey. It was really fucking funny. And like, I mean, Turkey's very fitting. God, yeah.
He has a mask that's literally a cooked turkey on his head.
And I mean, his ability too, like, it's pretty cool. Like, it's fairly interesting. Everything about this series, this world, is like interesting, and there's like so much still mystery to it, and like being like 3 volumes deep into it, it's like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and also in case any listener out there haven't heard of the manga Dorohedoro, it's definitely a mature read. It's a lot of violence, a lot of horrific imagery,
curse words.
Yes, they say a wordy dirt or two, but essentially it falls on an amnesiac man who's had his head turned into a lizard's head, and he's trying to find out what happened to him. And by systematically going through and killing all the sorcerers that he can, because in this setting, sorcerers can cast magic, but only a certain type of magic. And so he's looking for the person that casts lizard magic that transformed him into who he is. And along his way, he has his friend Kaido, who runs a gyoza dumpling shop in this like decrepit, disgusting, run down city called the Hole. And together they get into this adventure to try to find out what happened to Kaiman's past, and then just like this whole web of mystery and intrigue and violence falls out from that.
It's pretty crazy, and
it's 100% worth reading. Like, if you like the anime, there's a CG anime on Netflix. It's fine, but it's also CG.
Like I will say, like
I recommend the manga.
Yeah, I tried to watch the show, and the show is good for what it is, but I think the art in the manga really takes the story to a whole nother level. So yeah, please read the manga over the show.
Yeah, the manga and anime are pretty different in terms of like just aesthetic in general, because there's a very like loose, scratchy art style to the manga, and like that wasn't really translated to the anime because it's CG. So I feel like if it's a more traditionally animated, it might have like to me my perfect version of Dorohedoro is that they're all walking around normally, but they have like a really scratchy, constantly moving outline around them, or there's like bits of like moving lines on them, because that I feel like there's a lot of implied motion even when they're just sort of sitting statically, because it's very sketchily drawn on top of like very detailed and like dark environments as well.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the atmosphere feels grimy, dark, apocalyptic. and like, you just don't really get that from the show. So, yeah. Also, Ibisu is a little goofball, and I love her.
I love her
it's
too.
the best, one of the best comedy reliefs in the manga I've read in a little bit. She reminds me a lot of Puck from Berserk.
Abba-gabba-geeba-gabba.
fan.
And she's
Oh, whenever you guys get a chance. Whenever you guys get ready. I got another bit.
yeah. Okay, that was our Dorohedoro corner. But Cody, what's your bit?
Here's my bit. Okay, so I've got a few movies for you, and you guys got to figure out what the common denominator is for these movies. Okay. Okay. So the movie Meeting Evil has Samuel L. Jackson, Luke Wilson in it. Mother's Day doesn't have anybody that I know in it, nor do you. The movie LOL that has Miley Cyrus in it. A Little Bit of Heaven with Kate Hudson. First Position. The movie The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. The movie Last Call at the Oasis. The movie Death of a Superhero. And the movie The Perfect Family. What do these all have in common?
They came out in the housing market collapse of 2008.
No, not at all. That would be completely inappropriate, honestly, considering the situation.
Oh, that would be inappropriate.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Okay. Calm down, JoJo. I don't know. Did they all come out on the day? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. I'll say it though. Did they all come out on the day Pearl Harbor was bombed?
You got it. I'm just kidding. No, not at all. No, not at all.
Oh, they came out when the Alamo happened. Okay, cool.
No.
Oh, Joe, remember the Alamo for once.
Oh shit! Did it happen on, the most
You
important
don't
day
remember.
D-Day?
No. Okay, here it is. Here's the answer. Does anybody else have any guesses?
No.
All of
Christmas.
these movies came out on May 4th, 2012, the same day that the original Avengers movie came out. So I chose this because all these movies were set to fail. I don't know a single one of these motherfucking movies outside of the Avengers that came out this day. And what's even crazier is that the Avengers came out on the same day that Meeting Evil came out, and Meeting Evil has Samuel L. Jackson in it, just like the Avengers. So he came out with two movies on the same day. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
I think the only movie I heard about on that list was the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel,
I have never
Yeah.
even heard of that.
which was like this quaint little movie. I think about it has like several like well-known elderly British actors in it going to a fancy hotel.
So anyway, now that we're done with Cody's bit, what's everybody else been up to? Continuing on this,
Yeah, it's been pretty easy going at the art house. Happy to announce that now 75% of us work at the same building. Yeah,
wait a minute. Did somebody get a certain job?
yes. Somebody got a certain job, and now in the mornings, JoJo, Ken, and myself will be playing the Three Stooges routine. We all try to rush out the door at the same time.
Oh my God,
hell.
that's great! Congrats! I'm glad he got a new job.
Yeah, I'm just glad Kanan escaped the hell that I've heard that he worked.
Oh my God, that sounded like that place fucking sucked.
And
Damn.
it was a good bit because he actually went to turn in his 2 weeks notice today, and I feel like I could hear his management shit a brick from our house. Because he essentially ran the whole kitchen where he worked, and he always knew his worth, and they finally realized it is just way too late.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, fuck him.
fuck him.
Yeah.
Got another bit. You guys ready for this bit?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna name off a few movies, okay? And you guys
seeing a
gotta
pattern.
figure out. You guys gotta figure out what the deal with these movies are, okay?
Okay.
The Mummy.
Okay.
The Mummy. Get Real. A Midsummer's Night's Dream. The Sex Monster.
Okay.
The 13th Year, which is that movie from, I think, Disney. Where
That's a Disney Channel or made-for-TV movie?
I'm pretty sure this guy is named Cody. I feel like, yes, his name's Cody. Because that's the one thing I remember about the movie. And he turns into a mermaid. The Brave Little Toaster. Memorial Day. Star Wars Episode 1. Sorry, I'm having to look and make sure I'm... The Alien Legacy. What do all these movies have in common?
Do they all have
Y2K.
Brendan Fraser?
They came out in 1999.
Yeah, they're all
Whenever
scared as Y2K.
Patrick, you're on the right track. You're own it. You're on the right track.
Own it.
Did they come out on the same day in '99?
They did not.
They came out the year I was born.
All of these movies came out the same month that Colt was born. May of '99.
Kind of got it.
Yep.
Wow.
And JoJo, just want to let you know, Memorial Day and The Brave Little Toaster came out your birthday.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, happy birthday.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace came out the day after your birthday.
It's a little present. I did that for you, JoJo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy
birthday.
Jar Jar.
Oh.
That's a fun... Are you guys enjoy these little... Okay, let me tell you what I've been up
what?
to. Let me tell you...
Apparently, the
Go ahead.
13th year, the Disney Channel movie, it was one of Kristen Stewart's first on-screen appearances.
Okay.
And the real life name of the boy that played the Merb kid in the movie is Shay or Shez Starbuck. So
Holy shit.
So he sounds like a 1950s sci-fi hero.
Chad Starbuck seems like what leftist Twitter would call like the CEO of Starbucks after he refused to allow them to unionize. That's what that sounds like.
Like just a made-up name.
Yeah. It has an IMDb score of 66. So, yeah, you guys should do an episode on the 13th year.
I mean, I remember the movie.
Let me tell you the tagline for that movie. The tagline is, Cody's not just growing up, he's growing fins. Which should tell you how fucking bad the movie actually is. But yeah, no, I think there's a few movies that I think that the podcast should go back and check, especially these Disney Channel exclusives. Let me look. Channel exclusives. Do you guys remember Smart House?
Yeah, that had Katie Seagal in it.
Yeah, I love that movie growing up. I love that movie.
I also
and now that we,
I also love how that movie was actually nominated for our best '90s movies tournament. Don't actually put that in their nominees.
Good for them.
yeah, I'm just looking through here at some of the movies.
God damn, that Chez Starbuck got beefy as hell in the intervening 20 years.
Chez Starbuck. I'm having a Google.
Yeah, he got swole McGillicuddy over there.
That's exactly what I look like.
Yep. Cody is a big burly bear.
Or is he just bloated?
Excuse me.
Damn.
All right, but help us figure out what mythological creature did Cody turn into upon reaching puberty?
Definitely wasn't a mermaid. Do you know Danny DeVito in Hercules? What was that guy's Phil?
So you're a satyr.
No, specifically that satyr.
Specifically Danny DeVito and Hercules.
Yeah. I am physically that satyr.
I think I got a fur wedgie.
God. Oh, I just remembered a really problematic bit from Percy Jackson and the that first movie of that fucking movie.
Wait, what?
Like, you remember the Percy Jackson movies about the kid who's like, I'm the son of Poseidon? And they all went to like mythological Greek camp.
I've never.
I remember
read
the
those.
books.
Yeah, apparently in the movie, like, you know, he and his pals, they're all like descendants of like Grecian deities. Like his one black was actually a satyr.
He was originally a ginger. I remember that.
What the fuck
in
is
the
up?
books.
What the fuck is up with like movie editors and being like, no, black people in movies? No, they have to be They have to be either aliens and colored green, or they have to be animals. Like every time if you think about it, think about Gamora, right? And I always think about that because it's like she's like one of the most popular black celebrities in the Marvel universe, and she's a green alien. Like, I know Gamora is a green alien in the book, or in the comics, but I don't know. It just feels a little bad, you know.
Well,
It's one of those things where like the individual instance is not a problem in of itself, but when it's a general trend, like a collective trend, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, because it's a little in bad taste when you have like your one black character in a kids movie be descendant of a half animal deity with a huge proclivity for like sexual misconduct.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, happens all the time.
Yeah, so I'm glad you come to AYCH for our stirring critique of children's novels adaptations.
Did y'all hear about Justin Bieber's face?
No.
Justin,
Yes.
he is half paralyzed, half of his face paralyzed. I don't know if it's permanent or what. There's really no details outside of him just kind of coming on to on Instagram. He has some sort of, I forgot the virus, but it's a syndrome caused by the chickenpox virus or the shingles virus, whatever, same thing. And it attacks like your facial nerves. And so half of his face is paralyzed as of right now. And
Oh wow.
It's very common for with people with Lyme disease to get it.
yeah, he has Lyme disease supposedly. There was a lot of controversy around that because whenever he was going through this, there was a phase a few years ago where he was coming in, he was looking super skinny. He was kind of like, that was when people were saying, why do people find Justin Bieber hot? I could just find this guy over at my gas station. I don't know if you've seen those comments, but like, he was going through like a skinny phase. A lot of people were saying it was drugs. He came out and said it was Lyme disease, and then a lot of people were saying, hey, it's still drugs. But turns out that is not the case. And but apparently Lyme disease is also used by a lot of celebrities to explain their drug abuse too, supposedly. I don't know.
I believe Justin Bieber has Lyme disease. He really looks like he does have it.
I'm glad people are finally being
I'm pretty
honest
sure,
about
like-
whether or not they have Lyme disease.
I didn't know the
Yeah. I think there's several celebrities with there's a lot of celebrities with Lyme disease. Like I believe Selena Gomez actually has Lyme disease.
Well, didn't they date? Can you catch Lyme disease from other people, or you can only catch it from like ticks?
All right, here are the top 10 celebrities
Oh my god.
diagnosed with tick-borne diseases. I'm not fucking kidding. I found
well, on that note,
it's not a top 10er. It is a 10 celebrity.
Watch Mojo's got to put a bunch of lists out every week, and they get a little wild sometimes.
I don't know. I just like how Cody immediately is like, does she have Lyme disease? And I just hear the click clacking of like celebrities with Lyme disease.
He was typing so fast.
Keyword, like.
Yeah, which celebrity? That's my normal typing speed. I've got fingers made for typing.
Yes, we
okay?
know that's your normal typing
Okay,
speed. It's just
wanna let
funny
you guys know.
to hear the urgency of yeah.
So, which celebrities have Lyme disease and/or tick-borne illnesses? Number 1 is Avril Lavigne. Shania Twain. Shania Twain has Lyme disease. Avril Lavigne has Lyme disease. Alec Baldwin has Lyme disease. And he, wow, that's crazy. Yolanda Hadid and her kids. Hold on, do her kids also have it?
Is it passed down through stuff
I
like
don't
that?
know. Ben Stiller. Speaking of
Zoolander.
the scene, Daryl Hall from Hall and Oates. What in the hell? How do these people get it? George Bush? George W. Bush has Lyme disease?
George Bush? Oh my God, this is a travesty.
Kelly Osbourne, and bonus at the end. It literally says bonus in huge letters. Justin Bieber.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah,
What are these celebrities doing? Are they running through like fields?
I don't know.
Getting bit by ticks?
Like, I don't know a single person in my IRL life that has Lyme disease, but I was just shown a list of 10 people that I have seen in various different media projects, all with
And
Lyme
we live in
disease.
Alabama where like ticks are
been
everywhere.
bit by ticks a lot.
Yeah. That's
Like I have like a
Interesting.
pathological fear
Yeah.
of ticks, and I'm just like I freak out.
Ticks are freaky.
fucking.
Amy Schumer.
I mean, that
What?
makes sense though.
I can't.
Like she
You
just
just said
looks like
George
she's
Bush.
covered in like a layer of grease.
I feel like I'm surprised she hasn't made a reference to like her vagina just being like covered in ticks or something.
God, don't say that. Oh God.
On that note,
Wenzel just
I
had
think
a-
it's time to take a
A
break.
bad mental image.
We're gonna take a break. It's time. It's time to take a break. So hang tight, and we'll talk to you after the jump.
Yeah, we'll leave you with the image of Amy Schumer's. Fuck.
All right, stopping 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody. It's AYCH. It's still episode 267, and we may or may not be brought to you by the Lyme Disease Support Organization. Stop Lyme Disease today.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess the Lyme Lyme disease is a controversial statement.
I'm gonna let you. No, I'm gonna let these fuckers sit in that. I'm gonna let them sit in this.
At first, I thought Discord crashed, and I was like, "Oh shit, everything all right?" Oh no, it's just everyone just. I don't know.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to lead up? How are we supposed to lead up?
All of our listeners out there, be vigilant against ticks. They're tiny and they get everywhere.
And
Yeah.
they suck. They're weird. They're
Yeah.
gross.
And if you find them, light them on fire
Yep.
till they pop.
Yeah. Be sure I would say killing animals and insects is not a good idea. But ticks, it's 100% okay to destroy a tick.
Yeah, but make sure it's in like a glass container so that when you light it on fire, it doesn't spread. You know, killing the other bugs.
Yeah, if you see a tick crawling on it, it has a white dot on it. Be sure to get the tick off as safely and as quickly as possible, and then preserve that tick. So when you go to the doctor, they can test it to see where it came from. Make sure you yourself haven't contracted Lyme disease. You know that.
Thank you for listening to us for our tick-based fucking news.
I'm just saying, we live in Alabama. I was taught as a kid specifically to look out for ticks and ticks with white dots, so it's kind of ingrained in
Okay,
me.
let me tell you the most horrifying story that I have with ticks.
I drown ticks.
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm glad. Keep it up, buddy.
I ripped their arms off one by one.
Anyways, when I was like, I guess about 8 years old, I was playing in this area that it's like a little wooded area, but it was like in its own little space. And I have no idea how this happened, but I was just over there and I was just enjoying myself. Next thing I know, I feel something crawling on me. So I'm thinking, oh crap, I stepped in ants. And so but thankfully we didn't have fire ants where I was. And next thing I know, I look down and it looks like dirt on my leg. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. But the dirt was moving. And it was literally hundreds of baby ticks crawling up my leg. And
That's terrible.
Wow.
It
Jesus.
was terrifying. And I tried to brush them off. And if anybody's ever tried to brush off a baby tick, you know that they are notoriously clingy. And they do not come off with water. They don't come off with. You have to literally pick them off one by one. So I was scratching at my leg to pull them off,
Had a
And
clue.
eventually I had to go in, and my grandmother had some alcohol, like the isopropyl alcohol that she poured on my leg, and it burned like shit because I had literally scratched myself till I was bleeding. But all the ticks just sort of started falling off, and we washed them down the drain. But yeah, that's my horrifying tick story. Also, I always used to find them in my fucking balls.
Yeah, why the heck were they going for my balls?
love
They
the
always went
stank.
for them.
Yeah, I remember finding a tick in the creases of my balls.
That's one thing
before.
that girls don't probably think about,
the
but like.
Wait, hold up. What? Have all of y'all had a fucking tick on your nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? That's insane.
I
That
don't
is
put 'em
fucking
there.
insane. I'm with Wenzel on this one. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry. I played in the grass as a kid. I
Bitch, I did
I played
too.
outside.
I played outside.
Well,
I was in the
I mean,
woods
I've
a
gotten
lot with
ticks
Cody.
before,
We
but
beat the
not on my
fuck out of each other
fucking
with ticks.
scrote.
yeah, blame us. Because we chose to have a tick on our nutsack, JoJo.
I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just fucking my mind's kind of blown that y'all have all had this experience.
Yeah, me too. Like, that's terrifying.
If anything, we need to arrest these ticks for being pedophiles.
I mean, you're not.
You know what? I say lock up ticks. Lock them up. Throw away the key.
Where's
For
the
real.
ticks emails?
I mean, I did get. I did get stung by a bee on the cock and balls.
I feel like I remember,
but
Now, that's weird.
I remember that. I remember that.
We're crazy.
Why
Hey,
is
ticks
it
on
wasn't
nuts.
be?
I was about to say,
okay.
you know what? The tables
Yeah,
have
Jojo, tell the
turned
story because I actually
on JoJo.
remember this happening. I was there.
Because Cody's actually a part of this story, if I remember right. So there was one day, coming home from school. This was right before, everyone had a cell phone. So I get out of the car, get the groceries in. I go to pick up the phone. I was going to call Cody, but there was a bee that was by the phone, and it was on my hand. I freaked out, slapped it away. It went up my shorts.
Oh God.
And I have never jumped out of a pair of shorts faster in my fucking life. It was terrifying and it hurt.
I remember
a
that.
bit.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Be sure to in the comments of this episode tell us about your insect genital attacks.
No,
I don't think I want to know
I
about
don't think.
that.
No. Cut that out. Do not
I've
endorse
heard
that.
stories
No.
of the people who are uncut, who are uncircumcised, of finding ticks inside of their foreskin.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Oh God, no!
I remember.
no.
Yeah. Since we're just on this train, still better than 9/11 talk.
Is it?
Hey, what would you prefer, 9/11 or a tick on your balls?
I gotta go
Neither.
with neither.
Neither.
Yeah.
Neither.
Yeah,
I think neither are a good option.
preview for the next installment of Would You Rather.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's actually fucking good.
Shit. No. Okay. All right. That's a good one.
Would you rather
No.
or have a tick on your balls,
No. Finish the question, Cole. Finish the fucking question.
or have a tick on your balls?
Fuck.
We have the best bits.
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I've been thrown for a loop.
Oh, Wenzel has been unseated. Wenzel has been shook loose from today's proceedings.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Hey, this
This is
We're having a moment of silence.
this is a wacky episode. I'll say that.
Oh my God. So my aunt went fishing and pulled up a dildo out of the water. And
You know, I feel like there was something before.
If it's the same aunt that I'm thinking of, it's kind of
no, it's not the same aunt. No, not the same
surprised.
aunt.
Oh, it's
No,
not that one.
no.
Okay.
No, but it's still funny. Yeah. Go ahead, Wenzel.
Oh, no, I was just gonna, I feel like people were going to say stuff before, but like so much is happening. I am just overwhelmed.
Pat, did you ever tell us the top 2 countries? I know number 1's America, but I couldn't remember if you said the number 2 for listeners.
The top 3 countries of listeners for June so far is, of course, America. Number 2, Singapore. Number 3, Germany.
Okay.
I'll see if I can get our top countries outside the United States for listeners on our analytics. But yeah, someone vamp real quick.
All right.
Someone talk about what they did in a normal capacity. Let's kind of have a little some peaks and valleys right here.
Okay, we can do that because yesterday Wenzel and I have been playing the hell out of Elden Ring, and we finally beat it. It only took 3, almost 4 months, but we finally beat it.
I mean, yeah.
It's such a fucking hard game. It's such a like it's so but listen.
Okay.
Listen what I have to say. Listen what I have to say.
No,
it's hard
I'm
as
gonna
shit.
say it's hard.
It's very intimidating because I played it for an hour when I first bought the game. I decided I was just going to buy it. We're going to have fun with it, whatever. I played it for an hour, and I got stuck in a fucking death loop fighting the guy who says you're maidenless because I decided to try and kill him.
He's not even aggro at all.
You didn't have to,
very
so
end game.
Well, it was my fault. I thought that you could just. I didn't know if you could kill NPCs or not, and I was like, let's see. And I hit him, and he aggroed, and it was hell. I had to start over the game, and then I went for another hour, and there's a little encampment, like a little soldier encampment, right outside the beginning area, and I couldn't get past that soldier encampment. I could not do it. I just couldn't. So I gave up and went and bought The Witcher 3 again. So that tells you how I played that.
Well, Wenzel and I are gamer gods, I guess.
Yeah.
We didn't really have any trouble because we helped each other up until the last 5 or so bosses.
Yeah, because, I mean, the reason why it took us so long is just because Cole couldn't play Elden Ring for quite a bit because of, his back. And I mean, I didn't want to play without him, so, just waited. And like, oh my God, towards the end, it was just, whew, like, fuck.
The hardest FromSoft boss that I can think of is probably Melania. Melania, fuck. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they all have similar names.
They're so fucking similar, especially since like 2 of the characters, Melina and Melania, are possibly fucking siblings. So yeah. I was
gonna say the high fantasy aspect that fucking I'm guessing George R.R. Martin kind of influenced in that game with like the names being super similar. Like he knows how to craft like religious systems and things like that are like very, I don't want to say natural, but they're very ancient and very natural religious systems that make characters have very similar names to each other. And it's like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. And but I mean, I guess it does, but it doesn't. And like, I don't know. Did you feel like the game benefited from Martin being a part of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean, no. Like, I mean, the naming. I mean, it does make sense, kind of, from like, if you think about just how people name people. I mean, really, like, because so many of the characters are like related, and then when you look at their parents, it's like, well, it fucking makes sense. I mean, why they're named that way, because these are their parents. And God, it was just like, no, I got to get back to Melania. Melania was fucking insane. So me and Colt, we spent 2 hours in my world fighting this bitch until finally we get somebody in who was so fucking good, and it was the 3 of us just like beating the shit out of her, and it was such a good feeling. And then first try, attempted it in Colt's world, like 7 minutes.
No, it was 3 minutes.
3 minutes, my bad. 3 minutes, like easy peasy. Like it was the most, like I was happy because, it's good for Colt and us to continue our story, but also it was just like such bullshit. But it makes sense because we spent 2 hours studying, preparing, basically. And then we also, our third person was super powerful. so it really helped us.
Yeah, the thing with Elden Ring, just FromSoft games in general, if you know how to beat a boss and you've beaten that boss before, that just becomes like a weird muscle memory that you will adapt and use for future bosses and games to come. And Melina had a moveset that was not like any other FromSoft boss that I could think of, and it was the point where we struggled a lot.
No, Melania was a completely new boss type. Like, not only did she have just an incredibly hard to dodge like special move, the waterfowl dance, she was super fast, and every time she hit you, she would heal herself. And
which that is just a stupid fucking power.
No, it's ridiculous. And then so there's a second phase. So in the second phase, she gets back all of her health, and she's even more powerful. So
and she's faster, and she can fly.
And she can fly, and she's faster, and yeah, and she also does like not ranged. So like she has another special move where if you're close to her, you get infected with scarlet rot, and it's really fucking bad. It was insane. She's a completely whole new breed of Soulsborne boss that like I am like for their next games or whatever, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean the final boss in this game is pretty difficult too. I think we took like an hour 45 in my world to beat it.
Yeah. So it was so funny because in Colt, so the final boss for Colt, we've been struggling, and then literally one guy summons. Thank you, Karina.
There was another person named Karina.
There's a person named Karina that helped us, and literally all we had. That's what we said. We literally let her, they do all the work, and they killed the boss so fucking quickly. I wanted to cry.
It was over in like 4 minutes. It was absolutely disgusting.
What you're telling me about this battle, about this game, is that like, so a lot of times in video games and in media in general, there's always like this like hype around the boss, the enemy, the main bad guy, right? Who there's this hype that says like, oh, I am the most powerful, I am the most evil, etc., etc. I am different from all others. And in most games, it's just sort of like part of the story, right? That's not necessarily true. You're obviously going to be more powerful than that person, but for some reason, whenever I hear that in Elden Ring, specifically whenever I hear about Melania Trump or whatever her name is, whenever I hear about her, whenever I've been reading online or whatever, whenever that comes up, the thing that gets me is that no, this boss is legitimately, I'm sorry, Karina is really upset right now and I have no idea why. What gets me about this boss is that she's actually true to, yes, I am powerful. Sorry, I'll mute myself for a second. She is true to her power is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no. In the game, she's given several titles, but her main title is Melania, the Blade of Mikola, or Melania, the Undefeated, undefeated
there was a
swordsman.
Fight in the lore with her and her brother that they destroyed half of the bottom continent, the bottom map, and it's infected with a rot, and it's all because of her.
She's a monster.
Yeah. So like, there's actually. I will say there was like I finally watched Vadi Vidya. He's a very famous Soulsborne lore expert, and I finally watched his video talking about this. It's really interesting, because again, the lineages, everybody, like a lot of the bosses are gods or the children of gods. Melania is interesting because she is the child of Radigan and Marika, who are both gods in a sense, and she's a demigod, but also she had been infected by a rot god, some outer god, some ancient god that had chosen her to be its host.
It's like a cosmic horror
and so
situation.
Yeah,
it is a cosmic game.
No, it's a cosmic game, especially the final boss. It's like does anybody care about
let's not spoil it
I don't,
especially since it came out this year, but let's not spoil it for the folks at home.
Yeah, save spoilers, I guess, at the end of the year.
I do want to.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Is that like that's the other thing that I had a question for, because I'm not into the Soulsborne world because of how difficult I find the games, and it's just I love lore, I love fantasy type games, and honestly, I think I would be really into the Soulsborne games, but it's just the difficulty is just not for me. I don't play games to be stressed out. I play them for fun, and most games I play on easy, so just because I like story versus gameplay. But the thing that
I will say, you might like Bloodborne more. To me, that one seems a little more fast paced. I know Colt and Wenzel could probably talk more too.
Y'all should have a Soulsborne podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all should have an episode on Soulsborne. You should have a series on Soulsborne just to kind of talk about them.
It's my favorite
but
set of games.
The other thing that I found interesting about these Soulsborne games was the lore. But I know Dark Souls, Demon Souls, they're connected, and Bloodborne I think is loosely connected. Correct?
No, none of them are connected.
Dark Souls is by itself. Demon Souls is by itself. Bloodborne by itself. Elden Ring by itself.
There's
they're
no
all
tying
separate.
lore together at all.
No.
Not official. It's all like speculation. Like, this could be how this happened if this was a sequel to Demon Souls.
Yeah, people like to have made like some kind of. I know there was like big talk about like, oh, Dark Souls and Demon Souls are connected, but they're not. They're just successors to each other, and but there's fun in theories and stuff like that.
I just always thought that they were connected because of how like. It would be interesting for them to kind of wrap it all together. Do you think that they could pull it together, or do you think that it's just something that will always be that it would be kind of like what they did with the fucking Zelda, where they were like, oh, actually, all these games were connected. It was like a afterthought, or do you think there is like some sort of this sort of lore line that kind of ties them all together at some point?
I think if there is a tie point, I think it's Elden Ring, because the 3 major endings that you have can lead to Bloodborne, Demon Souls, and Dark Souls.
Yeah, a lot of people are like have speculated that like the endings from Elden Ring, one ending leads to this game, one ending leads to this game, and this ending leads to that game. They're pretty fun to think about, and in a sense too, like in almost every game, there's always a mention about how reality and time have been fractured, have been messed up.
So,
and
Jojo, I got a question for you regarding, because you've played Bloodborne. Would you say, in terms of lore, and you probably watched a lot of videos on the lore of the world as well, would you say, because this is FromSoft, this is a Japanese company, and when I think of Japanese like fantasy, I think of Final Fantasy, right? And obviously Final Fantasy is like Final Fantasy is interesting in how its lore is built, because it's very like sci-fi fantasy, but also not at the same time. Would you say? I was going to say, would you say that the Bloodborne series, or the Soulsborne series, I should say, not Bloodborne, but the Soulsborne series, including Elden Ring, do you think that these games, in terms of lore, kind of have a really deep Western style, Western influence, very Lord of the Rings sort of like lore system, but with those Final Fantasy Japanese elements? Does that make sense? Is it kind of like a mixture of that? Would you say that the lore follows those lines?
Not really.
Admittedly, I'm not like super knowledgeable about the Soulsborne lore, other than just like sort of vague analysis of some of the games. But like I guess the thing that makes those properties unique to, or hold on, let me go back to talking about Final Fantasy, in the sense of I say it's very Japanese, but especially for like the past like 20 years or so, they've been trying to do more of a Western appeal.
Right.
More so, because it's not as big in Japan as it is over here.
Final Fantasy?
Like in Japan, it's more. Yeah, they're more like their RPGs of choice in Japan are usually the Dragon Quest games.
Dragon Quest is definitely like far and away like
the biggest.
or at least historically, like one of the most popular RPG fantasy series in Japan.
I guess
the
part that I'm kind of pulling at here is that like a lot of our fantasy RPGs here deal with systems of oppression. I guess I think of like The Witcher being systems of oppression. There is like this for example, the Witcher games, they don't necessarily deal with one singular bad guy. It's a system of bad guys and politics, right? Whereas if I were to, like I say, Witcher is my standard, and Skyrim also, there is like this big bad guy, but it's a singular bad guy who is technically a god, but when you go to fight them, it is just like any other battle. Whereas Final Fantasy, there's like this weird religious sort of undertone to the entirety of the series. Of every single game has this weird sort of religious built-in, a religious system of fantasy that ends up with you killing God, like the singular God.
Yeah, that's from the Soulsborne games.
I was about to say, like, so Soulsborne is very much Western influence, but we don't really see that much until you get to Elden Ring with George R.R. Martin, because you have in almost all these games, you have that religious undertone, you have and you have that in there, and then with Elden Ring you have that, but then you're also focused on like religion, politics, systems, families, dynasties. It's like a culmination of all of that with Elden Ring.
And at least from my experience with Bloodborne, like there's a lot of the aesthetic is very Western, like, and sort of the narrative arc, for lack of a better term, of Bloodborne is sort of what happened to the genre of horror in the West from the turn from 1900s to 20th century, when it went from more gothic to, by the end of the game, it becomes very cosmic and Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
But and like what I love about that game is it sort of like really goes in, like it is sort of a tapestry of this like snapshot of the genre of horror. But like there is sort of and I don't know how to articulate how this works, but a lot of Western stories and Japanese stories, or Japanese stories tend to have a particular feel that Western stories don't, and vice versa. Like, and I've heard like some Japanese people talk about it, and I've heard them say like a lot of like specifically Japanese stories tend to focus more on mood and atmosphere and stuff more than just like a direct narrative.
Right.
And I think that's sort of because there is a narrative to like the Soulsborne games, but like at least initially, until you go to dig into the lore, which I admittedly had not really looked into that much. It is more reliant on sort of this overall tone of like you said, this very religious. I don't want to say cosmic, but sort of within that realm of the sublime.
I would definitely say it's very like it's like I think of. So Bayonetta kind of starts you out at that top tier. The way I've been thinking about it while you've been talking was very much in the same line as, I don't know if you guys read or watched the Tower of God anime / the what do they call manga in Korea?
Manhwa.
Yeah.
Manhwa. I
don't know if you've read or webtoon or whatever you want to call it, that series but whenever you think of Tower of God, you think of these different levels where the bottom level is super like earthly, and then you go up to the second level, which is a little bit dungeon-like, kind of dingy, and there's like these it is very much levels, right, in video games, but you're slowly climbing this tower to God, and it takes you past what Western RPGs typically stop at, which is like earthly matters, right? It starts out at earthly matters, right? Or it starts out at earthly matters, but ends up you fighting into killing God, right? And so it goes from earth to cosmic, all with the tone of religion through the entire sect. Whereas Western fantasy games, typically you're just dealing with earthly matters, and all like magical influence is of Earth, right, or is of Terra, or Terra Nova, whatever you want to call it. But like there is no like Alduin isn't God, right? In Skyrim, right? He is technically a god, but he's not God. To wrap this all up, I was just trying to ask these questions because I think it's interesting to kind of compare, because George R.R. Martin, that was what was so interesting to me about this mashup was Martin is obviously a highly respected Western crafter of what we consider modern fantasy. That's kind of a paradox. Whereas FromSoft is traditionally, I mean, they are from Japan, and I think what's his name? Miyazaki? Is that his name? He is obviously a Japanese writer. So the games that he produces are going to have more of a Japanese influence. Martin's going to have more of a European and Western influence. How does those two combine? And I think that the perfect series to do that would be Soulsborne, just from the sidelines that I've kind of watched. And I think you guys should do a Soulsborne like podcast, even if it was like a special or something. I would totally read into all the lore just to sit down and talk about that sort of thing, because I love me some thick, juicy, throbbing lore.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think it would be very cool and interesting because, like you said, Elden Ring is the perfect blend of that. Because, like with Demon Souls, I would say is more not grounded, but grounded in a sense that like it's kind of. It's like earthly, you know. I mean, you have demons, but they're here on Earth, blah blah blah. Then you have Dark Souls, which deals with an outward journey, going like traveling.
You're fighting long rotted, like old gods. They're not at their peak.
Yeah, the thing is with Dark Souls, it's an apocalypse. It's post-apocalyptic. These gods are dead. You have to go basically restart everything. You are undead. Everybody's a fucking zombie. And then Bloodborne is more of like JoJo said, gothic at first, and you're in a dream. It's an inward journey that slowly and surely unravels to be cosmic horror, sublime, surreal, just insane. And then Elden Ring is kind of a combination of all of that. And
Sekiro's just cool ninja stuff with classic
Sekiro's
Japanese
cool ninja stuff. Yeah,
I definitely think a Soulsborne edition of AYCH is definitely much in the cards, because obviously we have a lot to discuss with it, and I feel like that deserves its own dedicated space to really get into.
Oh, definitely. And as we were talking, I was looking on the PlayStation Store. Looks like at least all the Dark Souls games they're on hella good sale right now. So I'm probably going to jump on that.
So even more for the
there's worse things you could do.
Soulsborne.
Exactly.
Very, and I'm glad that y'all were able to buy me 20 minutes to look up the top 10 countries that have listened to it this year so far. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in a bonus one on an 11th country. These are the top 11 countries outside the United States, because obviously they would be U.S. be number one, that have listened to AYCH this year so far. Coming in at number 11 is the Ukraine.
Okay.
Hey.
We actually had a few listens directly from the capital, Kiev. I was like, you know what, President Zelensky, he finally got a hold of us. I'm glad he's a fan.
That's so strange, huh? But cool.
Yeah, coming in number 10 proper is Indonesia.
Okay.
Number 9 is Japan.
Ooh. Of course. Hideo Kojima.
Yep, that's true. Number 8 is Belgium.
Okay.
Nice.
Number 7 is Spain.
Hey.
Number 6 is Ireland.
All right.
Hey.
Nothing but good things to say about it. Nothing but good things.
Number 5, Canada.
I mean, makes sense.
They eat ketchup chips.
Canada.
Canada.
Yep. Number 4 is United Kingdom.
Oh, damn. We're bigger in UK than
Evidently.
Canada?
And because I know there was, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I know there was one episode earlier this year that got a lot of play in the UK. It was one of our earlier episodes this year. I'll have to go back and find it, though.
Okay.
Is it the one where I'm talking about that disgusting fucking food at that fucking football game? Oh my
Number 3 really shot up, like I said, in the last 2 weeks. Singapore is now our number 3 most listened country
Hell yeah.
of the year so far.
Yeah, Singapore.
Number 2 is Germany. They were in our top 10 listens from last year, and they're definitely holding strong into this year as well. And and a very interesting bookend, our second most played country, most played outside of the United States, is actually in Russia.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What did we do
What
wrong? I'm just
Yeah, hey.
kidding. There's some good people
There's a
there.
lot of really good, outstanding, sweet people that live in Russia, and we thank all of you for listening. We thank everyone everywhere on this big old globe of ours from listening to AYCH.
Yeah, shout out to those countries.
And all the other countries that are
Shout
also
out.
on our list that just didn't make the top 10. We appreciate every listen, no matter how short or long or how new or old you are as a fan. We didn't think we would get anybody listening outside of our whole hometown, let alone anywhere else in the country or the world at large. We thank all of you for all your listens. Thank you so much.
Very much so.
Thank you.
Whoop, whoop.
Also, I'd like to say Colt was able to actually platinum Elden Ring last night, too. That was pretty sick, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Huge congrats.
That is insane, actually.
Yeah, I only have 6 trophies left. The reason why it's taking me, I would have done it at the same time, but so me and Colt console share, but PlayStation Plus only share certain aspects of it share only for him or are only for him. So Colt did the save manipulation, and I can't do that, but we were like, oh, well, we can just upload the save data to a USB drive and then, download it back. So I was like, yeah, I could do that. This is going to be easy. So after about an hour of doing that, I do it, but then I fucking forgot that what that does when you restore a backup, it completely deletes everything off of your PlayStation back
fucking
to
factory reset it.
factory resetted it. So all the games I had downloaded, all of my screenshots and videos are deleted, except for the save data, obviously. So I was like, fuck, this is stupid.
Jesus,
I'm
sorry, that sucks.
I was so bummed out about, I wasn't bummed out about the games deleting. I was bummed out by losing so many videos and pictures, but also I have to do I was so close. And then, so I had to re-download Elden Ring. I told Colt, I'm just done. I'm done for the night. Bye.
Yeah,
I'm
going to bed after that too.
Damn, I'm sorry,
And,
man. That sucks.
it's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, Wenzel's not pouring.
I can hear the Joker paint slowly fading
being smeared
on.
across his face. Yeah,
It's fine.
if we were
Shit.
doing our recording over Zoom, we would see Wenzel just smearing paint all over his face and rubbing in Kool-Aid into his hair.
And then I'll ask, where's Robert De Niro?
Well, golly, that was that was quite a journey we went on, everybody. But regardless, I'm glad that we are more aware of the intricacies of Soulsborne games, and also, most importantly, bloodborne illnesses. And that might actually be an episode title, Bloodborne Illnesses, but just has the monsters from Blood. It's the fucking dude from Bloodborne with the Lyme disease ribbon on his chest.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Pat, too soon.
And just put ticks on them.
Yeah, I mean, there's
probably-
a tick monster. There's a tick monster in Bloodborne, right? There's got to be.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
feel like there is.
It's in one of the games. There is. Oh my! Is it in Demon Souls? I don't remember. It's disgusting.
Oh, fucking Elden Ring. There's a ant with a massive abdomen.
Oh,
So that's what I'm
Well,
thinking
there's a
of.
spider
Yeah.
boss in Bloodborne.
yeah. All right. So,
It's not a tick.
I mean, you would think of a game called Bloodborne, they would have a fucking ticks in it, but whatever. It's not here or there.
But they do have aliens.
They do have aliens. But that'll be saved for the impending Soulsborne chat. TMTM. Stay tuned for that. But thank you all for listening. Thank you all listening from all over the world. And thank you, Cody, for taking time out of your box in Tampa to come hang out with us today.
Oh, I lost my box. The little not so tropical storm, but actually was a tropical storm, came through and it washed into the Tampa Bay. And so now
We'll order you a new box on Amazon.
Yeah, so Cody's actually been like waiting on his back in the river water, then recording through us that way.
Yeah, I've got I found a sunken pirate ship, and I stole a door off of that sunken pirate ship, and I'm Titanicking it through the Tampa Bay.
Did you save the
What'd you say?
Xbox?
Oh yeah,
Save the
it's fine.
Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox is here.
Okay.
Kadina is here. She's on the door. Bad news.
Yeah,
I did lose my entire collection of vintage Power Rangers Zord figurines. So
Damn it!
yeah, they're in Tampa
That's
Bay right now.
sad.
So
They're-
yeah.
Oh, God,
they're
Yeah,
gone.
it's either they're gone or some dude wearing. I actually saw some guy on the shore the other day who had a mullet, wearing Ed Hardy, and he had some of those Oakley glasses on. I think he.
You just made so many Tampa.
Yeah.
people right there.
He
Half
had
the population of Tampa.
So as far as I know, I think he stole them. So it's been a rough week here in Tampa. In the I'll have to get a new box, preferably wood, preferably made of wood. Next time, it rains a lot here.
If you get wood, then it's gonna rot.
yeah. What? Wait.
It was a cardboard
Yeah, it's
box
called-
before Wenzel.
Wood isn't gonna be better.
I don't think you know how
You know what?
materials work. I don't think.
I do. What the fuck are you talking about? Wood rots. You gotta
I'm not
put
about to get
shit
into an
on it.
argument over material science with Wenzel at the end of a podcast. So wrap it up, Pat.
Save how quickly things deteriorate when exposed to water for the next time you come up from out of the water. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening to this episode. It was certainly something, and we hope we all liked it regardless of what it actually was. Be sure to follow us wherever podcasts are found: SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're in all of them, most of them, pretty much all of them. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Helps us out, keeps us visible, puts us in front of new people, and of course, we always appreciate you when you do it. If you're listening to this episode the week it comes out, we have a brand new episode of Cage and Greatness. But be sure to go back and listen to our episode that we did with Marco Manone, the author of the Nicolas Cage horror novella, The Haunting of Nicolas Cage. It's a great time to talk with him. He's a super cool guy. And, it's really interesting to talk to someone outside of our social circle for a change. It's only the second time in our history that it happened, but we're glad that it did. It's a great time, and you'll definitely be well served to go listen to that. And lastly, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name.
My name is JoJo. You can follow me on the tweeters at JONIABO24 and JohnOwenSon12 on Letterboxd.
My name Colt. Follow me on Twitter at ColtD00. I'm about to go watch the movie RRR. It's 3 hours
shit.
long.
I've been wanting to watch that. Tell me how it is after you're done.
You got it.
Nice. I'm Wenzel. Thank you for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at WenzelWilkie. You can follow my art Instagram at World of Wenzel. You can follow my Bookstagram, Wenzel Banters. You can go to my Linktree. I have links to my Goodreads and my Letterboxd, and I also have a link to my store, worldofwenzel.bigcartel.com. Go check that out. If you don't, I'm going to assume you're not cool.
Yeah, sorry. You're not cool if you don't click that link. We given you the link in the description of today's episode. You have no choice but to click it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And Cody, is there anything that you'd like to plug before we sign off for today?
Nope. The only thing I had to plug was my cardboard box. And it's gone. I can no longer plug it with tape or any other materials because it's gone. And despite what Wenzel says, I would like a wood box. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll make a GoFundMe for getting Cody a new box.
Thank you.
Just put varnish on it. That's all I'm asking.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.